So guys, welcome back. Today I'm going to take you through the entire course of Microsoft Excel. So we are going to begin from scratch to the end. So guys, welcome. I hope you are going to enjoy all to the lesson, and please take notes, and I know you're going to learn a lot. And at the end of this lesson, please not forget to subscribe, like, and share my video. So let's continue with our lesson of today. So first of all, what you need to do is to open a Microsoft Excel document, as I have told you. So if you follow my videos, I know you have to know how you can open a blank document. So for instance, here is our blank document. So what you need to do is just to for instance, if you have this list of or rather this information being fed into your computer, what you need to do is just to edit. For instance, let's make the entire of this information to be in bold so that you can see. So you can make it in bold. For you to increase the size or the font size, you just do like this. There is somewhere here where you just increase the size or the font size of your work. So for now, let's leave it at font size 12. Okay, so that you can see, I think, as you are following. And also you can also change the theme fonts. Okay, so here the fonts, so it will depend on the font that you want, so you can always change, right? These are the various font size that we have, but for us today, let's leave it at the Arial black. So guys, I think you are seeing. So, and also you can also insert some borders. For us, let's put all the borders so that your work can be seen in a particular order. Okay, and also, as we see earlier, there is this, as I told you, this is a row and these are columns. For instance, if you are at this row, I mean at this cell, and remember I defined a cell as an interconnection between or an intersection between a row and a column. So the intersection that is in between is called a cell. So for instance, if we are at this cell, we are at cell A1. If you are at this particular section, you are at cell B2. So I think you have seen. So let's, for instance, change the color of the titles. So let's put the color to be red. Okay. So, and also you can always expand this so that it can fit in your cell. Okay. So having done that, there are other various formatting options. Sometimes you can decide to change these values. For instance, these figures, we may decide to change them to. Remember, the default is in general, which it can accept in uh, numbers and alphabet. So you can always change it depending on what you want. For example, you can change it into percentage. So it may not accept because of that value. Okay, so you can always change it like that. There's a situation where you may need to fill these cells with some color. For instance, the this column named subject. You may decide to change the font, the color, the background color of it. So what you need to do is just to the fill color and fill the color that you want. For instance, you may decide to fill it with the color yellow. So that's how you go about it. So having done with that, let's move to the insert option or the insert menu. So here there are so many of there are various uh, options. For example, you can insert a table. These are the various tables that you can maybe decide to insert, but you can also use the control plus letter T so that you can insert your table, and also you can insert a picture just in just like the previous lesson where I taught you how you can insert a picture in Microsoft Word. So it is actually the same case. You can also insert a picture in Microsoft Excel, and also there are online pictures. So you can always uh, select a particular picture from this Microsoft Excel, but usually it's from online. And also we have taking a screenshot. You can also take a screenshot from this particular spreadsheet, so you can always insert a screenshot. And also guys, as I told you earlier, you can always insert a bar chart. You can insert a line chart also. So there are various charts that exist in this particular Microsoft Excel, or rather a spreadsheet. So there are so many, but we are going to go through them later. Okay, so for now let's stop there so that we can continue to various formulae that we have in this particular section. So guys, the menu of formulas, we have so many formulae that we have in Microsoft Excel. For example, we have the auto sum, which have the sum, the average, it has the count numbers, the max, the mean, and there are many. So you can, for example, if you use the sum, it sums, for example, if you wanted to find the sum of this, the max, it will definitely find the max of, or rather the total number of marks that these students scored in that particular subject. So that's the average, the sum, and also we have the average. So the average will determine the mean score of that particular students in that particular class. So and also the count numbers. So if you use the count numbers, it will count the number of students in this particular class. For example, if you use the count if, or rather the count function, it will count the number of students that are in this particular a class. For example, it will count this first student, the second student, the third student, the fourth student, the fifth, and the last, the sixth student. So it will find the number of students in that particular class. And also we have the marks. So the marks usually determine the maximum, okay, the maximum of this. For example, if I was looking the maximum, it will count, it will check, it will automatically check all these figures, and it will determine the largest, or rather the maximum figure of that particular marks. So it will display the highest marks scored in that particular class. Okay, and also we have the minimum or the mean. So the mean is a function that determines the least or the minimum. Okay, the minimum marks scored by a particular student or in a particular class. For example, if you were recording the marks of 50 students and the maximum student has scored 80% and the minimum student scored 18%. So if you use the mean function, it will always display 18 as the mean, okay? Because if it compares all the marks in that particular class and the mean, and probably it finds that the minimum marks that was scored by that particular class is 18, so it will automatically display 18. Example, let's find, let's write a formula that is going to display the highest marks scored by this particular student, okay, in this class. So what you need to do is to change, first of all, let me change all these numbers to have the same number format. So for now, allow me to use the general one so that it can enable us to write that formula well. So what I need to do is to just write that formula. For instance, I will start always when writing a formula or a function in Microsoft Excel. Always, and I repeat, always use or start with an equal sign. So what I need to do is just to write this formula as equal sign. Okay, a bracket. Okay, the range. The range is from B2 to, and remember in Microsoft Excel, when you're ranging a particular uh, range, use a full colon. So we are moving to B to Joseph. That is B9. This. Okay. So it automatically display. So, and also remember to start with a bracket, and also remember to always finish with a closing bracket. So after writing that such a formula, what I need to do is just to write or to press enter. So yeah, it will display automatically that the highest student scored 98 marks. So even as you can see from this John to Joseph, the one who scored the highest is Joseph. Why? Because he scored 98%. Okay, so the highest is Joseph because he scored 98%. So let's find the minimum, or rather the one who scored or the least or the lowest marks that was scored in that particular class. So guys, what you need to do is to of course start with an equal sign. Mean, opening bracket, range must be 2 to D9. So we are determining the one who scored the least marks of all subjects in that particular class. So what you need to do is just to end with a closing bracket, then you press enter. So it's going to display the one who scored the least marks, which is 56. Okay, who is John. So John is the one who scored the least or the lowest marks. Guys, you may wonder why we are using these formulas, but these formulas are going to help you to easily find uh, uh, some maybe information. For example, the maximum uh, marks, or rather, in a particular class. For instance, assume a class has 1,000 students. That's an example. You cannot start to check manually the student who scored the lowest marks by using a pen and a paper. So what is going to help you to find this easily is to use what we call the functions in Microsoft Excel. So guys, I think you have seen. So let's continue to check the average of this class. So for you to know the average, what you need to do is to start, of course, with an equal sign. Okay. So what you need to get is average. Okay. Average. Which range are you determining the average? So there you need to also be very cautious. You are determining the average of B, B, B. So that's the average. The average percent of each B. Then you end by a closing bracket. Enter. So it's going to display the average of the students. For instance, the average of these students is 78 or rather 76. So automatically it's going to display the average. So let's move on to determine what we call the if function. Actually, this is the very, very important function that you need to be very, very keen. For instance, I want to check the grades of these students. For instance, if Charles scored 65 in chemistry, I'm going to determine if Charles has scored 65 in chemistry, which grade did he or she score in that particular subject. So what I must use for the work of mine to be easy is to use what we call the if function. So for you to use the if function, you need to start by an equal sign. Okay, you close. Okay, b the range. You start by the range. B2 is greater than or equal to 6. I display 8, 90, comma, display what? Otherwise, of course, remember, we have that range. It is B2 to B9. If that range, that's B2. Otherwise, if B2 is greater than or equal to 60, display what? So let me make it clear so that you can see. Display what? For instance. Otherwise, B is greater than or equal to 50. Display what? A D. Okay. Otherwise, if it is not in that particular range, display what? An F or a E. Okay. So we're going to finish with 3 brackets. Why? We had opened 3 brackets. So if you had opened 3 brackets, remember very well to close with 3 brackets. So that's the formula. You can see how it's going to display. So the 20 bracket B2 is a D. Why? It's less than 60. So, and if this student is going to score 60, is automatically going to score a B. So that's how this if function is done. Okay. In our next tutorial, I am going to specifically talk about the if function because the if function is very key. in our day-to-day life. For instance, if you have been given a list of 350 students in a particular class or in a particular school, and you want or you want to determine the various grades that were scored by those particular students in that particular school, what you need to do is just to uh, write that formula, and then after writing that formula, but remember to always be very keen when writing that formula, because any slight mistake will cause a very serious error, and it will not display the final correct results. So guys, you should be always be very keen. So that's how it's done. Finally, before we finish, let me take you through charts as I told you, or as I had promised you. Let me take you through these charts. Okay? Because you may, for instance, you have finished your working and now you want me to convert, or rather to make or to create a chart for that particular class, or a bar graph, or a pie chart. So what you need to do, first of all, select these students. Okay, select all these people. Okay, so after selecting, you go to insert, and then we have this. Now you can always select the kind of chart you want, and then okay. So it's going to display this chart. So this how the chart is going to appear. As you can see, now the chart is clear. Check this chart. So this is the basics. You can see it has even the average down here. It has the average, it has the count, and it has the sum. So guys, let me show you. After doing all this work, how can you save this work? So first of all, what you need to do is to go to file menu. Okay. After going to file menu, because you are saving this work for the first time, you go to save as. Ensure that you go to save as in computer, then you select desktop. So after selecting desktop, you need to rename it, or you need to name it the way you want. For instance, for me, let me call it online training. Training one. So you can always save this work. So guys, I'm happy sharing with you. Thanks for watching. Thanks for following me. May God bless you. Let's meet next time so that we can continue this Microsoft Excel documentation. Thank you.